Okay, hello everyone. So this is live. I'm not sure who's going to be here right away, but I wanted to do my. I think this is the proper first live with kind of something. Anyway, so I was looking at hello everyday life. Every day is my life. So I'm doing a quick live video this time because this morning after my walk. So okay, well, Instagram said I should hang out because they're telling more people. So hopefully more people will join in. I'm doing live video this today. Hello, Raise Imaginaries. So I will just, start a bit and then talk and then maybe go over things when more people join in. But today I was really touched to start maybe do a conversation about race relations. That has been one of my passion that I don't really discuss a lot on my Instagram or social media generally, because that's a big passion that if I start getting into, I become too much attached to it. It's difficult to let go. But today, after my walk, I came home and I was going through Insta story as I do sometimes, and then I came up to one of my favorite Instagrammers. I'll show you who she is. So I came up to Nana Ifua, whose handle name is Nadebi. So this is her. Don't know if you can see her. She's really lovely, young mother. And she recently went to Ghana, and she shared her experience in Ghana, and she put it onto YouTube, and today she shared a very mean comment that one of the people that watched the video shared, and that really touched me because as a Black woman married to a white man, I've always been subject to race, abuse, I would say, and it comes from both ends, I would say, from Black people and from white people. I mean, I don't experience it so much as other people do, but the comment that this person shared on YouTube video was mean because it was, I'll read it to you. I mean, the person said, "Go back home." So because so this is so Nadebi said on the title, she said, "Going back home." I mean, for me as a Ghanaian person, though I was brought up in Europe and I live in Canada, home for me in my heart is still Ghana. Okay, so I feel her because when she said going back home, for her, she's going back home. That's where she's from. That's where I am from. I'm from Ghana. Okay. So when we're going back home, that's where we hope that, people will just accept us for who we are. But it's not that case. So she shared a lovely video, which you can go and check it out. It's on YouTube. And a simple couple, if you want to look for it. And the person that watched this video commented, "Going back home? LOL. Don't make me laugh. Ghana is for Black people, not half white people. Go back to your white husband country." I mean, that's so mean. Okay? We live in Europe, all right? She lives in the US. Okay? I live in Europe. I live in Canada. But for us, home is Ghana still. We are, we are blessed that we're able to live in many other countries. But to go back home and then somebody else, I don't know if this person is I mean, from the comment, I can assume. I don't like assuming. I can assume that she or he is black person, and when we are married to white people, they try to label us a bit, labeling us as we are coconut, meaning we are black outside but white inside, and that's something that comes from the black community, I would say, and then from the white community, it will be something else. So hello, Emma from. So knowing, I'm talking about how being raised in Europe and then America and places like that. When we go back home to Ghana, people still see us as not Ghanaians, and especially when you are married to white, people see us as coconuts. That's something a term that people have used, and so the fact that she, with an open heart, goes back to hi. She goes back to Ghana to show her child, a lovely little girl, where she comes from. I mean, to then receive a very mean comment like that, like go back to your white husband's country. I mean, doesn't it kill you when you hear something like that? And it's not just because she's married to a white person, and not because I'm married to a white person. That even if I went back to Ghana, yeah, and then people see me, they might think, oh, she's not from here. Okay, I don't live here, but I am still Ghanaian. But I know, right? I mean, so the fact that we would just kind of want to go back home and experience our culture, show to our children the culture that we like. Okay, I'll go back to my childhood. I was brought up in Italy, and when the bullies will tease us, meaning me and my friends, Ghanaians, they always say, go back to Africa. Okay, go back to, they don't use Ghana because they wouldn't, bother going to understand where we really come from, but they will say, go back to Africa. Okay. And that's really maybe the nice way they will put it, but they will just say other mean things. So when we decide that, okay, maybe we'll go back to Africa, and then you go back home and people's like, oh, where are you from? Like, okay. So it displays people a lot because, for example, you don't know where you fit in. Okay, where is your home? I mean, when you go to Ghana, they'll call you, oh, she's from Abrotre, not in a very nice way, and they'll start to rip you off too, even. And then if you come here, the mean people say, oh, go back to Africa. I mean, what happened recently, somebody said monkeys or something, Yeah, I mean, the T-shirts issue that came there, calling, like putting the fact, okay, let me go back to the H&M issue quickly. The fact that the little black boy had the T-shirt with the name, with the, print on that says coolest monkey in the jungle or something, it would have not been nothing, okay? But it's just because there were two children promoting an H&M sweatshirt. And there were two children, one black and one white. Casually, the black one is the one that has to go to the jungle. And then the white boy is the one that had survival sweatshirt. So that's when you know that undertone, there's a racism in there. Okay? Because if in that moment, when they were capturing the photo shoot, they just put the survival, kit survival sweatshirt onto the white guy, that would have not been any issue. But in this case, you bring in, so for many people, many black people, that they're still subjected to this racism. When you see that, say, gosh, it's like something that I'm always experiencing every day, and now I have to also have it on my shirt. And that was the racism there. But anyway, going back to Nat Davis' video, it was, my heart was broken for her, not, because it could have been me. I recently been to Ghana, and when I was there, every time that I went outside, some people will just ask me, "Are you the mother of my children?" Initially, I didn't think much about it, and then I was like, and then later it clicked, say, why are they asking me if I'm the mother? Because maybe they assumed that I was the nanny. That's the thing. So, and that's, I haven't experienced that yet in Europe or in Canada, but I know that other people in America do experience that when they have, they go out with their children, people will stop them and ask them, are you the, are you the nanny? Or are you, I don't know. Never people will come and ask you, oh, how sweet. And especially recently on Instagram, another lady from Australia had somebody commenting on a photo saying that being in a mixed race relationship is not natural. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, yes. I still don't understand why she says it's not natural. I know, right? Really, especially, and this kind of comes in after, yesterday we celebrated Martin Luther King and all the sweet messages, and every year we hear those messages, and then we still see people not just being open-minded about love and relationships. And who are we to judge anybody? Okay, we are nobody to judge anybody. So when some people sharing their pieces of their life, it doesn't mean that everyone is welcome just to come and say whatever they want. In the end, I really pity those people that comment racist comments, because I just find them a bit that they're missing out. I really pity them because they're missing out. They're missing out in life. They have this hate in them, and hate really, really cripples people. It keeps people onto it doesn't make people fly. It just makes people really, really low, because you're spending your life hating other people, telling them, sending them here and there, like, go back to your white country. White man's country. Really? I'm sure that's the person would have loved to come to that country. So just because he or she couldn't, that he just portrayed that hate. But I hope so that, I'd still have hope in my life that, one day people will just see people for who they are, not for what they see appearances. Yeah. And I'll leave with a note, like a message from so this morning I came up to a verse that's really, I think that would be nice to tie it up with this. So it says, it's in 1 Samuel 16:7. But the Lord said to Samuel, do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. You see? I hope that in our life we will just, really live, the way that the scripture, live it, not just recite it, believe it. Like, start looking at people from the inside instead of